Welcome to Soto Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. I'm going to show you how I prep for events. We're starting with these hydrangea. I'll have these listed on my Amazon storefront. These are my favorite to use for my floral installs. When I use hydrangea, I get them on Amazon. They're the cheapest I've found with good quality. So I use them quite a bit, and I've purchased quite a bit through time, I guess, to be able to do bigger installs. But I bought some more to add to what I have to prep for this event. We are going to have a 40th birthday party for our friend, and it's a surprise birthday party. So I'm going to show you how I prep everything and how I set up the backdrop and all that stuff. If you're not interested in seeing all the flowers and everything and you're here just for the balloons, you can forward to the balloon setup. You'll see that. But I'm strapping on my floral foam right now on a dish. I'll try to link all that stuff so that you can use it. I ordered all of it on Amazon, so I'll put that on my Amazon storefront for you to use. So I'm starting to decide how tall I want the hydrangea or the floral arrangement. Because I'm putting the floral foam in a tall fashion, upright, then I don't need as high of the hydrangea on the top, because if I put taller hydrangea on the top, it's going to make my floral arrangement overall get bigger. So I put shorter ones on the top, and I'm just going to work my way around to create a base, kind of a what is it called, a frame for my flowers or my centerpieces. And of course, I'm using these beautiful tall cylinder vases. They're not washed yet, they're not filled with water yet. We'll do that at the event, but I just want to place it on here so at least I have what I'm using on that day, so it's easier for me to kind of figure out the size in proportion to the vase. You always want to do that. You don't want a vase that's too small compared to your arrangement, or the arrangement that just looks tiny for a vase. So I'm putting a little accent of gold here. I was brainstorming off camera. This is what I ended up with. I had these 40 glitter numbers that I bought from a friend of mine that I did her husband's 40th birthday. She made the centerpieces and sold these, and I wanted to incorporate that since it's black. And the colors for this event are black and gold. But of course, we have to add some white to brighten up the table, because we're going to use black tablecloths. Now that I say that out loud, the black should really go well, and the pop of the black hydrangea looks good. I'm going to buy some more because I think each one is requiring about 6. And I might buy some black roses. I haven't decided if this is enough or if I should add some more flowers. But that's the second one. These two, the hydrangea color is slightly different. It has a little bit of green, more green or yellowish green to it than these. These are more white than those. So you can kind of see the difference right here. It has that yellow center. So what I'm going to do is finish off these 4. Then I'll put these 2 on the 2 middle tables, and then these 4 on the end tables. So I'm going to cut down these stems, and I'll show you how I finish off the last 4. So I am back today. I worked the last 3 nights. I'm back to prep more stuff for this surprise 40th birthday for one of our friends. So I still have the flowers. I still have 3 more. Is that 3? 4 more of these to make. I'm cutting the stems down. This is my goal here. Have that. I ordered a few more of the black hydrangea that's coming tomorrow night. So I'll prep the white and then add that probably Friday. But my goal today is to clear the whole space. I don't know if you remember my seated space here. If you're on my Instagram, you've probably seen how I set up this entrance. We took out all the sofa, chair, all that. I have that in my creative room. I call this the creative space. So I put all that here. So, and that's from the other video, if you remember. So this is gonna be blocked off. The plan is to have a seating chart right here, the big backdrop right here with, I'll do that tutorial here, you'll see that. So the balloons, then here we'll have the food. So food table here, just finger foods right here. And then I think we have a DJ 360 photo booth, and then we'll set up tables here for 60. I have 8-foot tables. I have 6-foot as well, but I like the 8-foot because it sits 10. So I'll put 6 of those. That's why I have 6 centerpieces, and I'm gonna put some cylinder vases and some votive candles as well on all the tables. So that is where we are. It's coming together. We still have to wipe everything down because we pulled all this from storage. You can kind of see the dust on everything. So that's why I haven't moved all the way out here. So we'll wipe everything down, put the tablecloths on. I need to iron those. And then the centerpieces. So we're still carrying tables. I'm gonna pause it and come back once we're setting up the full tables. Might be tomorrow, depends on the time. Figured we can take a break from the table setup and floral arrangement to set up these balloons and get this out of the way. This was a major one. This is the day before the event. Typically like to set up my balloons the day before if I can. And so I'm working on that now. So we're working on inflating all the black balloons. I kind of changed my idea or my design today because I just thought it would look more classy, and not only classy but more manly to have an all black instead of going with like the traditional black and gold mixture of balloons or the black and gold cluster of balloons. I decided to go all black. It is supposed to be a Star Wars theme because he loves Star Wars. So the cake, I don't know, I didn't take a picture of the cake, full cake, so I could show you guys, but did a Star Wars cake and everything. So I decide here to just go all black and add touches of gold. So you see me inflate pairs with the 12-inch and the 18-inch balloons. So 12 and 18, tying those together to form pairs. And once we're done with this, I'm actually in that creative space I showed you guys earlier. We're just going to inflate all the balloons here. It was kind of a chore to inflate them here, then move it over. This is the very first time I'm actually prepping balloons for the venue, to use for the venue. Most of the times I prep balloons to take somewhere else to set up for an event, but this is the first, or this was the second event that required balloons at the event center, so I'm able to prep the balloons and use them there, which was an amazing feeling because I could take my time. I wasn't rushed. I could do what I wanted to do. And the great thing is my friend kind of gave me a free creative direction on this where I could do pretty much whatever I wanted. She trusted the process of the design I would come up with, and she just let me design, which is similar to what I get with the bridal show, right? You guys have seen my bridal show videos where they just collaborate with me, give me a booth, and then let me design whatever I want. I'm creating clusters with just the 12-inch balloons here so that I can use it to create a tapered look, because if I have the same clusters with the 12 and 18 inches, it'll be harder for me to taper the balloons, and I want the balloons on the side to kind of taper upwards. And so I'm creating clusters of 6 balloons so that I can just taper that down. And on some of them, I'm not inflating quite as big so that I can actually design it slower. And when I start putting everything together, I'll point that out to you guys when I pick up the smaller ones to taper upwards. So just keep an eye on that so you can see the design gets smaller. If I don't do that, it stays pretty thick from the base going up, and it makes it harder for you to taper. So if you have designs that you want the top to look thinner, make sure you inflate your balloons smaller or use the smaller balloons to work with. So again, all black. We're going to work on getting all that ready. These are the gold balloons I'm using. Normally I use Tuftex balloons. I decided to go with the Betalitex this time around because it has that matte kind of look with the chrome compared to the yellowish tone for the Tuftex. So I'm going with that because I think it ties in well with the theme. And for this, I'm just rounding my balloons. These balloons, the Betalitex chrome ones, are very soft and easy to work with. So it's stretchy as well. So I can just compress and pull the necks and make it round without necessarily deflating and compressing. So I'm just tying single balloons, as you can see here. And then we're on to our filler balloons. Pardon my speech today. I've been a little sick, so I'm kind of have a cold and a bit under the weather, but I still needed to get this video out to you guys, so decided to get it all done. So moving on to creating our filler balloons with my 5-inch balloons. We're creating 4 at a time just to form our clusters of 4 to fill the gaps that we have, and you'll see Daniel and Oliver carry that later on in the video. So speeding up, just trying to quickly, I sped up the video, but also I'm working really fast here because I'm trying to get as much done as I can. So I'm working as fast as I can to create my clusters of 6 balloons. If you've been watching my channel for some time, you know I prefer the 6 to 8 because the balloons are not suffocating and they stay nice and round. So I'm just working, twisting them on each other and forming the clusters. Now, I'll be coming up with classes here shortly to be able to really go slow. I know some people think I talk too much on the video. Some people don't. Some people want me to do live. This is my non-elegant way of transitioning to this space. So we're right around the corner on what we're going to start designing. I just have the couch back there because obviously I had to do a tour and then we just keep going back and forth. But I moved the sofa to the side so I can use my pipe and drape to start this setup. Like I was saying, some people have been asking for live videos. It's gonna be so long to do a live video. The best thing is to just take one of the classes that I'm gonna have in the future to teach you guys so you can really learn hands-on, step by step on how to do these arrangements. But I'm still sorting out a few kinks here and there just so the process is smooth for the classes. So please bear with me, hang in there. We'll have classes very soon. Classes, smaller classes, more frequent, so that more people can learn and be more efficient and be able to do what they need to do virtually. So now I am working on my shimmer wall. you saw me put the black drapes in the back. I'll explain that later. You'll understand better once I put the shimmer wall on. But the black is supposed to enhance the shimmer wall so that you don't see any gaps in the design. When I assemble the shimmer wall, then I take my crossbar. For the second layer, I'm going to put 2 layers. The first layer that you see has the drapes. This second layer is going to have the shimmer wall on there. I'm using zip ties to tie that in place and hold it. Make sure that your crossbar is facing the right direction so you can hook it on easily and it's not facing upward once you're attaching this. I think I've made that mistake just one time, lesson learned. So now I'm just adding. You can do half of what I just did and carry it yourself, but I'm gonna get help next door. I have kind neighbors. I say kind neighbors, my husband and the other people who work with us at the furniture store, mainly friends that work next door that are gonna help me carry it. But I'm just connecting the other pieces so that I can get help, raising it up to where I think it will go without breaking the shimmer wall. I'm going to go get help. Here's Dorothy. She's going to help me lift it up because we already have the zip ties on there. So we lift it together. It makes it easier than me having to carry it by myself, then try to install each piece. I'm repeating that so you can see the difference the shimmer wall makes when you put it against that backdrop, the fabric, the curtain. So if you want to enhance the look, you can do that. You'll see a similar idea when Richard later helps me with the neon sign and he moves the curtain in the back. You see the difference of how the light comes through the shimmer wall when you don't put the drape in the back. Before, I used to not really bother with it. Someone commented, and on one of my videos, I think I used the rose gold wall and they said to put the fabric, and I tried that. This is my first time trying it. My last few installs, I don't really do that because it requires me to have to do a double backdrop, and I usually am crunched for time. So I decided to try that and see, and it does really make a difference. So thank you to that subscriber. I think she's a subscriber who suggested that. I really appreciate it. And that's a tip for you as well. So applaud her in the comments. Now I am working on the balloons. I actually did that taper one. You can kind of see the top balloons. I used the smaller ones, and then the next ones down, I had a mixture of both sizes, and then now I'm just working with the bigger clusters. You can see the bigger clusters fill up faster and they just take up more room, so it helps create that big and full backdrop. So I'm just adding all those, arranging everything. I'll let you enjoy as I add everything, and I'll come back in to talk once we're further down the road. We are done with most of the backdrop. I say we because I feel like I'm doing this with you. Now we're going to figure out where to put our happy birthday neon sign. So I have some help here because it's easier. Two are better than one. Not quite Oliver, he has his hands in his pockets, but Richard is going to help me with some fishing line to secure that in place so that we can actually hang it. So what we did here is I held it till he was able to hang one part, and then he was fine on his own to hang the second half of the sign. And we're going to do the same thing with the birthday. While he's hanging that, I'm tying 260 cube balloons to the single gold balloons, and the other end I'm tying to my filler balloons, the ones you're seeing, the 5 inches, and then wrapping that around, just finding accent spots to just give a pop of that gold for the, what is it called, for the celebration, right? To add that celebratory facts. I can't talk, to the backdrop. So we're just doing that. When it's time for the birthday, we're gonna hang that, just adding everything on, and then we're gonna add our marquee 40 numbers on as well. Why not? So because of the space, this was just the best place for this whole setup. I know you have the windows there, the door on that side, but it was just easier because then I didn't have to double drape to have the food on this back side, because we thought about having the food here and the backdrop on this white wall on the right, but this was just easier. Daniel is bringing more of the filler balloons. Eventually Oliver is gonna help. Olivia is having a cuddle time with daddy on the couch, and we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon, but stay tuned because I need to show you the final pictures of the full setup and some food that we had at the event, so you can enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell. I really appreciate it. Give me a like if you like this setup, and again, subscribe. Let's help build the channel. I haven't checked any of my subscription analytics in a long time, but I see most of you who are subscribing, and I really truly appreciate each and every one of you. So I'll let you enjoy the video and the pictures that are coming up that show the full setup. I tried to record him coming in and the surprise, but I could not get that part. A little glitch on my phone because I was trying to block the wrong door they were trying to go through, and I messed up my camera when I was doing that, so it's paused my recording. So anyway, I probably have a different posting on my Instagram if you're following on Instagram, so you can actually see him surprised. Oh, there's the backdrop. You see where he opened it up right there? You can see right through the shimmer wall. You don't notice that when you don't have, like, I don't think about that. But there's also a window there into my office. So that is also a part of it. So the fabric, the black fabric drape was a great idea to just block everything up. Sorry. So thank you guys again. I hope you have a blessed week ahead of you. And write in the comments any suggestions that you like to see. I know I have a couple of videos that I still need to put out. People have asked about putting, like how to put the foil balloons on the backdrop. I'll work on that. We're clearing the front again because I had the tour, so I have videos back to back on different things, but we're clearing all this out again so that we can set up the tables for the food, and you'll see all those pictures here coming right up. But thank you guys again, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Obviously the chairs will come in more. We're just wiping everything down. So that's all done. We're just gonna, I have to clean that back table because that's where I prep the flowers. But this is it for now. And be back tomorrow early to get the tablecloths on, charger plates, sort out the candles and all that. All right, see you tomorrow. Good morning. We are back at the Soto Creations Event Center. Plan for today is to get the tablecloths ironed, put that on, put all my stuff on the table that needs to go on there. I don't have the menu ordered yet, so I'll work on that as well. And my seating chart, I'm gonna set up a little snack here because I have a tour. But let me show you, I need to prep for that tour for a birthday party. And then we started all this yesterday. So I'm gonna start ironing tablecloths once I can put all the snacks here together, so. Oh.